Do you remember Sonic's underground drowning music? That shit's really scary.
Fucking harrowing. I went round to my uncle's house and I was playing his PS2 because like we used to sit and watch movies as a family. Occasionally they put on a chick flick and I'm 11. Resident Evil Survivor. I didn't realise that this was one of the first like online games. I didn't know that it was online. I thought it was just a different Resident Evil game. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm getting really fucking terrified. I'm like, okay, pause. But this used to be an online game.
So
what can you not
pause?
do? It doesn't fucking pause. Which I'd never experienced before. This is PlayStation 2 era. This is
before Dark Souls.
before everything. I would class that as a horror game.
Well,
I would 100% class
it's
that as
100% a survival game, but because it's underwater, it
necessarily
all
a
of a
horror
sudden
game,
becomes a
Yeah, it
horror
becomes
game. Dark Tide. Or the new class overhaul, probably.
Yeah.
And I will play with 4 people.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I've not played with 4 people yet.
Because obviously you have to play with 4 people, but it's not the same when it's like everyone there. Although I
Oh,
got
yeah,
completely
yeah.
fucked the other day. We went to this map and it was just like this thing. It was like, that thing's about to explode. I'm like, what thing? And it launches me off. It launches me off the map, but lands like further later on, and the horde comes, right. So they're like up here,
Oh, I see.
like a couple of levels,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
can't really
yeah.
get to me, and I'm just seeing the horde come. And they're like, guys. I'm just underneath. I think that's when you had to come and get me. When you had like too loud. I think that
right.
might have been why.
Right, because you're in a...
Because that was an
Do or
intense
die.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, when you get separated, it's like,
It's
oh,
like,
shit.
fuck.
All of them?
Yeah.
What difficulty are you playing on?
So we've only done like 2 so far.
Skulls.
I keep going like, let's do 3 guys, and they're like, no, I'm level 4, Cameron. I don't care. You're
Yeah,
looking
you
you're
can
looking
be.
at level 6.
I don't even think...
No, we got absolutely rammed the first time we tried to do it too.
Yeah,
Like the
no,
3 of
no,
us, like
you
we
get fucked up.
absolutely destroyed.
Because there's not much in terms of... Wait, is there? Like, you don't get that much, like, tick up?
I think no, there's a lot of enemies. There's a lot. I think it increases how
Like, how hard
many
they are to
elites
kill. How many
spawn.
elites there are as well, yeah.
how much health they have, how much damage they do, how many are in the horde.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's not a tick up for your character in terms of damage you do. It's not like a full-on RPG where...
I
You know
think
what I mean?
there is.
There's some,
I've only
but I'm
just
not
started to get into
sure.
the gear system.
That's
and
what I
like-
mean. I'm like, I'm not sure how much. Because there is a gear system.
Yeah. So I just
But
bought,
it does take, like, 3 smacks to kill a thing.
Yeah, on average, 3 smacks to kill like the basic things, and then like there's ways to do it. But the
Well, actually, not for my guy, I guess. The big ogre is, like, one good heavy
you want
whack.
good heavy, you're in. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but I did just find like the gear system. So I just bought like a new sword. And I was like, oh, I'll buy the same sword, see if it gives me different like abilities or something like that. And like the gear score for it at grey was higher than me at like purple. And I was like, oh shit, I need to keep rebuying weapons, don't I?
That's what I mean. Do you? Do you?
I think you do.
we?
I
Oh,
think
don't
you
want
do.
to.
Yeah.
But it was in Vermintide,
Yeah.
though, to be fair. I think it just like keeps you alive a little longer and
Yeah.
things like that.
More damage, like plus 10% damage. It allows like higher perk things. So like you got like your 4 different perk levels, and that like 5% damage, 10% damage, 15%, 20%.
Yeah.
And you can attach it, and I think the higher gear score, the more likely you are to get a better one of those. And then you got blessings on top of that, which are like my sword allows me to block bullets,
Oh.
which is fucking dope.
Does it do a clink, clink? Oh, no. It
No,
doesn't.
it's like the warp. So like the warp shield in front of you, like and
cool.
shoots against it.
That's really cool. Though.
It's really satisfying. I'm loving the Psyker. Like I kind of want to create a character of each class, but I'm like,
Just to give it a bash.
I'm just gonna play the Psyker.
I know,
I think-
switched. You switched. That's what I'm like when I play games. I'm like, I found this one. I don't want to change.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll try all.
No, but that I do that whenever it's a fighting game. Like fighting games, I will try everything. Like usually in like multiplayer games, horde games, or RPGs, I'm like, I've got my thing. I don't switch now, but you can switch quite comfortably.
In
Sorry, not the characters. In your own class, like
yeah,
all,
you can try the
you can just-
weapons. Yeah.
So I've got the 3. No, not even the weapons. The perk points. You can allocate and reallocate as much as you want. It doesn't cost
Oh
anything.
right, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But it's really good.
Because I was talking about the weapons where I wanted to try more sharpshooter weapons,
Mm.
and then I was like, oh, they have them. 'Cause the zealot, I don't know,
Zealot, I
the
think so,
preacher.
yeah.
No, he's a preacher.
Oh, you know the zealots up front.
Yeah. So he doesn't aim down sights. He just turns it sideways and goes. Like his whole shit is like kill him in front of you.
Yeah.
It was a great weapon.
And the back and forth banter is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think some of it's really fucking good.
So satisfying.
Again, I like the Ogrins back and forth. with anyone because
Yeah.
of how stupid he is. And the Zealot, I do like the Zealot and
The
the.
Psychers call each other siblings, which we found because we went
Oh,
into a
I
game
didn't know.
like the last game that we played was 4 Psychers,
Mm.
all of us using the different powers apart from like 2 of us obviously because like there's only 3 different powers, but it was just so satisfying. Like we melted the bosses. So I've stuck with the brain popping thing, but that does like the most damage to a single target and takes forever. Whereas then you like the new powers is you've got Force Lightning from your hands, or you've got like this little.
Oh, you're telling me about Palpatine hands.
Or this one, I thought it was just like the energy boost ball things, but it wasn't. It was it's akin to the arrow from Guardians of the Galaxy. You know,
What the?
yeah,
Oh.
it's kind of like that. Like you shoot 3 little things and they just start going for people,
Oh.
and like you just like walk around and it's like constantly smacking them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or you can aim at somewhere and it goes through like 20 of them.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what Joss is playing with just now.
So
But
there's a lot more skills than I thought.
Yeah.
I fucking barely touched the game, but I guess it's an overhaul.
yeah,
So this is what
exactly.
they've added?
Yeah, because I remember
Right.
getting like this ability when you and I played. There's this thing where it's like I could stack up to 10 times depending on how many heads I popped in the past little while. And I remember really enjoying that because that just like increased my damage. So then I was like
Yeah,
slashing
you're
through
really
like hordes. It
hurting
was really
things,
satisfying. And then they completely removed that. I was like, oh. That's fun. But now I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, no, this makes a lot more sense. This feels
Yeah.
different. I'm imagining you didn't really have much of a different feel.
Yeah, because I mean, there wasn't really any perk. Well, there was perk points, but it didn't make the character feel very different.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the
it was
class
just-
that made it feel different,
Mm.
like from each other. But I think Vermintide was the same. They had
remember
nothing, and then they had everything.
Yeah.
When I played, they had everything.
Yeah, like the late game's really, really fun.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
yeah. Because there's different so I'm assuming it's going to be similar to that.
Yeah.
They had so I'm just watching the cat. Fine. Like my 3 of the perks could be if I get hit, they bounce off of me.
Mm.
They get knocked back. If I was the dwarf, one of them was if I take a hit, I just don't take any damage
take a
for
hit.
a bit. Yeah, I just don't for a while. And I can't remember what the other one was, but I always stuck with the knock them off one
Mm.
because if we got into a situation where everyone was down and I was alive,
Mm.
I could survive and fight my way. But then if a bad guy, they grab you and they pin you,
Yep.
I just need to wait the 20 seconds. And then when he hits me, he'll get blown off of me and I can get up. So I can unfuck myself from the fuck situation. So in terms of saving the day, that perk was perfect.
But yeah.
Because I could be like, I'm coming, guys. And then I get jumped on. I'm like, wait. And I'm just waiting while I'm getting stabbed by the fucking assassin rat or whatever. And then all of a sudden, goof, and he's like, it was awesome. But it could give you so many different ways to play the same character. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're trying to recreate that kind of thing.
I
Which is
imagine, yeah.
weird that it's not in the game in the first place.
But
Again, fat
I
shark.
think there's quite
So I should really do the introduction.
oh yeah.
Hello, Camera Squared, talking about video games. Hello. Oh,
we
dude.
just got straight into it.
Yeah, we're talking about Dark Knight.
Hey, we're talking
Which
about
is
Dark Knight,
fitting because it's kind of horror-y.
kind of horror, yes.
Kind of horror.
There's actually some really harrowing bits, like when you're.
I think it's
when-
kind of scary.
When you're going down the lifts and you're just hearing the, and you're like,
Yeah, no,
That's a mutant.
having
He's coming first.
having a
He's coming
boss
first.
come around the corner and you're not ready for
Yeah.
it is scary.
wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
It's scary.
And I've got one thing that I need to do. So there's the pox hounds that jump on top of you, and I've got to pop one of their heads
Mid jump.
mid jump.
Was that challenges?
It's one of the challenges, and but the challenges allow you to get different outfits, which I've just figured out
I
at the
didn't
end
know
of
that.
last.
That must have been you too.
I think so.
Or I don't read shit when I play games.
I've just started reading shit. I'm like, I should probably read this. I should probably read that.
Yeah,
So I was
I
like,
don't
in it,
do
like
that.
smack. Ah.
Yeah, I don't
And
know
now I'm
that
understanding the loot system, and I'm enjoying the loot system, to be honest. But
shit. Well,
it's just like the loot score, and then you've got you buy a new one at higher level, it'll be a better version of it. But you can also like the perks, because you've got like the perks and you've got the blessings. And the blessings, if you have a blessing that you like, that's where I got my block bullets.
Right.
If you have the blessing that you like, you can dismantle that piece of gear, take its blessing, and then you can put that onto other ones later on.
Classic stuff.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
And I'm just kind of really enjoying it, I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. No, I really like when I first played Dark Tide, I was like, the mechanics are here.
Yeah.
There just needs to be a game now.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like they're doing it, like they're but I just don't get why they did, because it's not in early access.
I think it's still in early access.
Piggybacking off of our discussion last week.
I think it's just still in early access.
Oh, okay, because I knew it was in. No, I don't know if it is, because it was in beta and then it was like, okay, now it's out. We did the beta test.
Oh, is it?
It had a beta test.
Because it's just come to Xbox.
Yeah, but it had, it was, I guess maybe, but it'd be, is it unknown? It has a beta test and then it comes out in early access. Because it definitely had a beta test where people played it and were like, "It's good, it's great, it's whoa." Then it came out.
Then it came out, yeah.
And it was a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're still same story as their Vermintide 2 thing. But today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is horror. Halloween, because if we planned it right, this should come out roughly around Halloween.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So, we're going to talk about horror games.
Horror games. Always fun. Horror in games that aren't horror. Horror.
Horror in games that aren't horror. Games specifically is one of the things I was going to talk about. We might as well jump into that. Like, there's horror games like Silent Hill and Dead Space. But I think, which I do think do horror very well.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, great.
Although Dead Space, not so much.
Not the first one?
Like, it had its horror elements and whatnot, but it was like, it becomes predictable. It's like, oh. There's some open, like...
Well, that's what I mean. How do you even do horror well in a video game? Apart from... is it the best medium to do horror in?
Oh, 100%.
I think so too.
100%. For me,
or is it the easiest?
You can pause a horror film.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the protagonist has got to deal with that. I don't. Okay, play. But you can pause a horror game, or even then you're like, I've got to deal with that.
Yeah, or the classic like, close my eyes and look away because something bad happens. You can't do that in a video game, or you die. Yeah, there is some sort of investment, I guess, without needing to build an investment with storytelling and shit like that.
You're in it. You're like,
you tell me shit. I don't want to die. Yeah, it's classic stuff. I've been doing it for years, not dying.
So we watched my dad play like the Resident Evil games when I was growing up, and we used to just sit and like watch him and like be all harrowing and stuff like that. But I went around to my uncle's house and I was playing his PS2 because like we used to sit and watch movies as a family, like me, my mum, my sisters, my aunt, and we just sit and watch tons and tons of movies. But occasionally they put on a chick flick, and I'm 11 and don't want to watch a chick flick, so I'm like, I'll go through to the room and I'll sit and play the PlayStation. So I sat and played the PlayStation, and there was this Resident Evil Outbreak. It was called. Wait, was it Outbreak? No, Resident Evil Survivor. And I didn't realize that this was one of the first like online planned games. Oh. So the whole point is like you fight off zombies as like a forward grip of you, like kind of like a Left 4 Dead kind of thing, but like earlier, slower zombies, all that kind of stuff.
It's not really a remake, but they did something similar like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I didn't know that it was online. I thought it was just a different Resident Evil game. I'm just gonna have fun. Yeah. And then I go in, I'm getting really fucking terrified because all the zombies are breaking down. I'm like, okay, pause. Okay, Cameron, you can do this. Cameron, you can do this. Cameron, you can do this. But this used to be an online game. What can you not do? It doesn't fucking pause. Which I'd never experienced before. This is PlayStation 2 era. This
before Dark Souls.
Before everything. And it didn't pause. And I was just sat on the screen and I just heard the thump, thump, thump. I was like, hey, what's going on? And they just came through the door as the like semi-transparent GUI's up. And I'm just seeing my guy start getting attacked by the zombies. Like, Mom has to come running through. Like, what's wrong? Like, nothing.
It's a game. God damn it, it's a game.
So fucking panicked over
not being able to pause
the game.
Well, I was thinking Resident Evil did spook me as well as a kid. Because I think I played the remake on the port on the DS.
Resident Evil. I forgot about that. Resident Evil. Oh Jesus, that was fun.
Resident Evil 1.
Resident Evil 1. That was a
So it was really ugly.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. No. I was young and there's when you first find the zombie and it stands up and turns around. Yeah. I remember being quite scared of that, but not fully scared.
Yeah.
We've talked about the first time I was truly scared in a video game was Harry Potter on the PS1. And there's that, I don't even know where it was, but there's a door. You walk through the door and it's the sleeping troll. And you have to I don't even remember what you got to do. You go past it to get the key, or the key's on its chest. No, that's Zelda. You have to go get the key somewhere. And I hated it so much, I'd come out of the room and do everything else. I'd go everywhere in the room to avoid going into that room.
I can do this. I can do it somehow.
Years later, I did it. Like, it wasn't a few days later that I got it done. It was like, I came back to the game and was like, I'm not scared anymore. Yeah. I'm not scared. So yeah, which is another thing where I was saying horror games and scary things in games that aren't horror games that are quite effective.
Yeah,
that one for me was effective.
For me, it was Chamber of Secrets. I just remember like the stealth section. I'm going to get caught. I'm going to
stealth sections really spooked me.
Yeah, really,
getting caught because they go. Whoop!
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
There's always a musical sting.
Yeah.
Always
Do you
panicking.
remember Sonic's underground drowning music? That shit's really scary.
Fucking harrowing.
Like, it's actually
Absolutely
scary.
harrowing.
So obviously, atmosphere and music have a huge deal
Yeah.
to play in making a horror game good, and they're fantastic. But I was thinking mainly Subnautica, where it's not.
I would class that as a horror game.
Well, I
would
don't know.
100%
It's
class that as a-
100% a survival game, but because it's
not
underwater, it
necessarily
all
a
of
horror
a
game,
sudden
yeah.
becomes a
It
horror
becomes
game.
Yeah, because as soon as you look out, you can't look past a certain point, or you go
Yeah.
to that bit where it's like
Or there's just
the
something
cliff
big.
and you hear it going.
Yeah, all
back-
the way over there. Yeah, I, like it's not horror.
And you know
game.
it's a reef back, but it doesn't matter. It's so fucking terrifying.
yeah, it's the least threatening fish, and it doesn't matter. But yeah, because I remember getting out of my down, I don't know, 800 meters below,
Yeah.
and getting out of my spacesuit to get what you got? Fucking resource, mineral. Whatever.
And-
You go in, you smash the thing, and get it.
Yeah.
And I was trying so hard to get it really quickly and get back in the suit because it's safe in the suit. So, and that fear of like it's not.
That's why you
but
gotta
it-
get the grinder attachment for your suit.
Yeah, I didn't have that yet.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I
you're
think,
like, great.
yeah, because obviously you can't do horror games. They're not scary a second run,
No,
right? Like Silent Hill, Resident Evil. They're not scary the second time
not,
you do
it's
it,
not the same though.
especially with jump scares and
Yeah.
shit like that. Like they're not as effective the second time, especially if you know the jump scares coming.
Yeah,
But some games like Subnautica are always scary.
Mm.
Like I know that game inside and out, and it's terrifying. It doesn't matter because I'm
It's-
underwater,
absolutely horrifying. Yeah, yeah.
which I think is the strength of video games as opposed to movies.
For me, I remember going back to like the
Non-scary.
well, it was very scary.
Or
Crazy
yes,
Taxi. Not a scary game. Not a
Oh,
particular
yeah.
scary game. Yeah. Diddle, diddle.
Yeah.
But there's like you can drive under the water, and
Yep, makes sense.
you just see a whale in the background, and it freaked me and my sisters out to no end. And we kept like get closer to the whale.
How close can you get? Can you swim under it? Or
No,
is
no,
it
no,
just
no,
like,
no, there's a
oh,
there's a
shit,
wall. There's a wall.
Yeah, there's an
that-
invisible
I don't
drive
remember-
under a
No,
wall.
it's actually a reef. It's a full-on reef that you can't go past.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
That, I was like, why am I scared? Like, I came back to it. Like, I'm gonna teach that whale a lesson. And Joe, like, why was I scared of this? It's like 2 pixels off in the
It
distance.
can't get me. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not. But yeah, because Zomboid is another one. Because I'm still in my Zomboid mode.
Yeah.
But that game, I know, like, it's because it's kind of a two-pronged conversation where Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Evil Dead, that's the movie, Evil Within. Like, when you play them a second time, they're not scary.
Yeah.
Because you see Alien Isolation, isn't it good? Like, you
No,
understand.
Alien Isolation Alien Isolation's done it well, where it's like the AI of the alien
Well, this is
what
what
is
I'm getting
scary.
at. Yeah, the AI.
The story is no longer scary.
No, the story's not scary, but then what is it? When you see how the cookie is made,
Yeah.
when you see past, because it's all smoke and mirrors. Like all video games in
Yeah.
general are all smoke and mirrors. They're not actually smart. This is running a program. So when you see that, it kind of breaks the illusion
Yeah.
to an extent. So you can see how the game works. But Subnautica and Project Zomboid, it is scary because of what it is. So I
Yeah.
guess Alien Isolation might actually.
Yeah, because it's like that thing is hunting you.
That thing is
It's-
just hunting you, so it is just
It's going
scary.
around doing the two things.
Like-
Yeah, like Outlast isn't as scary the next couple of runs.
Yeah, like cause you
Yeah.
know, because you gotta know where the things are, you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Not that they're worse, but it's
Yeah.
an interesting medium that I think only video games can do.
Yeah.
Movies can't do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah, you can't have it scary on a second
Yeah.
viewing.
Because classic, like Zomboid, it does its horror very well because it's classic zombies.
Yeah.
They shamble. They're not very fast, but they're always fucking there. And the game tries to kill you in very, very, very small ways.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance you'll trip over a fence. There's a higher chance you'll trip over the fence if you're overweight.
Yeah.
And then a higher chance still if you're over encumbered and tired. Do you know what I mean? So, but you can get over a fence safely, but really slow, or you can sprint over it.
Yeah.
But if you get attacked by tons of zombies, you're just gonna sprint over it. But you're overweight, so you trip, scratch your leg. Now you're limping. You're still faster than them, but you're limping. But you're only faster than them if you sprint. So you'll eventually run out of stamina unless you get. So it's like the little things
Yeah.
just tick away at you to try and get you to die.
Makes you not want to go outside.
Yeah, but yeah,
You never leave the house.
Yeah, but then you're
Build a
hungry
farm.
and you go. So it's a clever way. But then the menu system. Like you have to go up and you have to do the menu system.
Yeah.
And it's happened 0.5% in terms of like the amount of time, but I'll look away and then I'll be attacked.
Oh,
And you know what I mean? Like just at the fucking right time. And that never
Zomboid's got Call of Duty timing down.
Yeah, it never fails to freak me out. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like zombies in general are scary.
Yeah.
Because we've moved so far away from the classic zombies at this point. We've invented them so many times, like World War Z.
I remember Dead Rising 1.
Yeah.
And the first like thinking, zombies, it's absolutely fine. You're running around the mall, finding things to hit them with. It wasn't particularly scary. And then night comes for the first time. And then they start getting the glowing red eyes.
I was about to say, yeah.
I remember being freaked out to the point that I couldn't go outside.
Yeah, I remember being like,
I remember
no.
why are they making my fun zombies game scary?
Yeah,
why are they doing it? I remember just being so fucking panicked.
Yeah. Dying Light did it
And
well.
I think they just did a little bit extra damage. That was it.
Yeah.
I don't think it really changed anything, but
It
that
just
one
got
cutscene, that one cutscene with the red lights,
It got me as well. I remember being like,
Harrowing.
I don't know if I want to leave.
I'm gonna wait until morning.
Which is an interesting use of, an interesting tool in the horror tool belt is changing it up.
Yeah.
Like Dying Light.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like when it becomes night and then they become the
That's
fast ones come out that
terrifying.
can run. Yeah. All of a sudden you've changed the dynamic. Even Zelda does it to an extent where it gets Blood Red Moon or Blood Red
Oh,
Moon.
the Blood Moon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like, oh great, they're stronger. Like it's not horror, but
No,
it's
Blood,
a little...
Moon just respawns all the enemies.
What is it?
Yeah.
But I remember being a little bit spooked.
the first time you see it,
cutscene
the music.
happened. Yeah, it's like there's creepy music. There's red shit everywhere, and then things start popping up, and I'm like, oh my god! They're just respawning. But I thought something big was happening.
Yeah, but
you know?
So that was what's really interesting about that from like a design standpoint. Is wonderful. Is it's the memory is kept of all the monsters that you've killed. So like they won't respawn if you go back to a bit that you haven't been to in ages, they'll be dead. So like if you kill these guys, you run away, come back, they're dead. But that's a lot of processing power. So the Blood Moon's just to wipe that.
Oh,
so they just wiped that memory.
Hold on.
Oi.
Kirby.
Oh, we're happy.
I know.
You're so comfortable.
Sorry, she was eating our plants, and I think the plants are poisonous to her, so that's
Lovely.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really clever mechanic to wipe the
She's giving you the evils.
memory.
Yeah, that was genius. Absolute genius.
That was
But
cool.
like it's harrowing, as you said.
I mean,
It's
same
like,
with Silent Hill did that as well with the mist.
yeah,
in the
that's
first place,
yeah.
because
You
they couldn't render that
yeah.
far, so they were like mist.
Yeah, genius.
Now you can't see, and it's
that-
also better.
fucking horrifying.
Not being able to see is
Seeing something
terrifying.
shamble forward towards you afterwards. You're like,
Yeah,
oh god.
it's the fear of the unknown. Like it all comes back to the fear of the unknown. You don't know what that thing is. It's scary.
Which is a real shame for the remake.
Yeah, because they did something with it.
Sorry, the remaster. The remake's coming. They'll probably do that properly. But so in the remaster, they didn't keep the fucking source code for Silent Hill 2. So they had to like re-put it together from like ROMs and shit like that.
I didn't know that.
So they had to throw it all back together, and then like, oh, we're HD. This was a technical limitation. We don't need that anymore. And then you could see like you still had the mist, but you could see so much further. It was more like a filter than it was.
I remember something.
And they
being
like
like
just lost it. Like,
Yeah,
like,
lost-
I see that monster shambling like
lost its spook.
200 meters away from me.
It lost its spook. I don't know. That's the 333 339. I don't know. what it is. No, it's the number that's calling.
Ah, okay. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
oh,
He's answering. Oh, on stream live.
this is
Right,
live.
ladies and
Doing it
gentlemen.
right now. Okay, they can hang up because they heard they were on a show.
They're scared. They're scared
Scared
of
of
the power of the
us.
media. The God.
Yeah.
This is when we know we've made it.
By the way, what was the scariest game you've played?
Scariest game that I've played.
Or game that scares you the most? Watch the drop in that shit.
Yeah, I realized.
Tons of noise.
Shut it.
Tons of. What was it? Scariest game you've played.
Scariest game that I've played.
Or a game that scared you the most. Same thing.
Game that scared me the most. Scariest game that I've played. I think Subnautica is the one that scares me the most. If I'm being 100% honest, and I know that's not a horror game.
No, it is.
Horror game that scared me the most would probably be
I think Subnautica is a fair answer.
Outlast. Wait, no, Amnesia. Amnesia the Bunker.
Is that a new one?
That's a new one. I've really enjoyed it. Like the bits, the horror elements, the bits where they got us was really well done. And like just not being able to see the monster, don't look at it properly. It's kind of horrifying. It falls off towards the end. But
I think
like just hearing the bombs drop every now and then, and you're sitting there. Okay, I'm making this plan on this map. I'm looking at the map. I've got to go here. And you're, boom. And you're like, ah! World War One. Things are just exploding left,
okay.
right, and center. Okay, back to it. And then you'll just be like sitting creeping, and then you just hear it again. It's like, stop it.
I think horror leaves you with that sense of, I don't know, what movie did it for me? To give a comparison, you know the AI movie where the guy has an AI in him. Yeah.
And he's like fighting really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a horror movie, turns out. I didn't know that when I started watching it. But it ends and, like, I don't know, the bad guy fucking wins. And then you're left with that, like,
yeah, like
dread
fucking,
feeling.
yeah.
It's very specific to horror.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler alert for that movie. But
We haven't said the name of it, so we're fine.
yeah. But it leaves you with that sense of dread. Like, it sits with you. It sits with you after the game after the movie is done. Sorry.
That's a beautiful bit of science fiction, though. That is like such a subversive nature of it, because you're like, this thing's cool, this thing's cool. No, this thing's the bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, things are going
It's
bad.
clever. But games
really
have
well
done that as well. And I think for me it was PT.
PT was
PT fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want... This is the difference between playing a video game and watching a
Yeah.
movie. Like, I didn't want to walk down the corridors anymore.
Yep.
I was like, I'm done. I don't want to walk. But I was in the room with...
I'll just fall to the existential dread. I don't care.
Yeah. It's like the...
You win,
It's
ghost.
almost... It's a very similar feeling, like, in real life, where you're resisting the urge to just, like, sit down and cry.
Yeah.
Or run. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
run away. And you're playing the game and you're like, I don't want to walk anymore. Like, I don't want to do it.
You're not gonna best me.
Yeah, you're fighting the urge to stop playing because it's getting progressively scarier and scarier. And I remember fighting the urge because I was sitting with like Keith and Craig and shit playing on because it was the PS2, 4 exclusive or fucking demo
PS4,
thing, whatever
PS4,
it was, yeah. So he had it and we played it, and so I was like, I can't stop playing because I don't look like a bitch in front of everyone. But this is really scary. This is terrifying. And it left me with that sense of, did not like that at all. You know? It was great.
I went around to a friend's house, me and Louise, and we just sat and played it and just powered through. And we had to, because you had, like, once we got past all, like, the scary bits, there's this, like, whole, like, extra section that you have to look up. Like, we're like, it was so obtuse the way you got to, you got, like, whisper the girl's name or something like that. Well,
Into
like,
the controller? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it was so obtuse that it, like, removed the horror from it. Like, the first couple of run-throughs of that game are fucking horrific.
I don't even know if I finished it.
Yeah.
Wait,
If you got to that point where you're whispering, you've essentially finished
Well,
it.
no, but then I know what you mean though. There is a point where the horror gets broken because you start seeing the sausage is made. You start like, oh, it's gonna break this fucking thing.
But that first time where
Sorry.
like she's looking at you from above, like
Yeah,
if you didn't look
yeah.
up, nothing happened. Like,
Yeah, no, I do. I remember turning around, the door's gone, the classic shit, like the classic stuff
Yeah.
that freaked me out. But I don't remember
the door's
how
slightly
you
ajar, and then
I
you
go
see
find
her
a baby
coming
or something in a
Yep.
sink.
Fetus in the sink, and then the fetus in the sink starts talking to you.
Yeah. I remember some of it.
Yeah.
But I do know what you mean. Once you start seeing how it's made and it starts becoming a puzzle,
Yeah.
you're like,
And puzzles
okay.
are important for like the horror game aspect.
I was about to say, how important are puzzles in horror games?
Because I think it fits particularly well because like it forces you to wander around your surroundings.
Yeah.
So to get caught
it's an
up-
incentive to fucking move.
Yeah.
Like you're trapped and you need a puzzle.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is it better to be short or long?
Depends on the horror game.
It depends on the horror.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think like Resident Evil 7, for instance, lends itself to being a little bit longer. But I think that gives up. I never finished Resident Evil 7. I really should go back and do
So
it.
the first person one?
Yeah.
The first person?
The first
First person one. Well, I get those games the same way that what is it? It dips its toe into action.
Yeah.
Where it starts to not lose the horror in a bad way, but it like loses horror. It
No,
starts
but I
becoming-
think what worked really well for Resident Evil 7 was how ineffectual your action was. It's like, you have this gun, you have tons of bullets for it. Why didn't you go try and shoot that big like bee lady? Oh, it's not working, is it? Haha, your only option is to run.
Yeah. Well, that's I actually don't know. Is that a better way to do it?
Then in like for instance, Amnesia the Bunker, you've got a gun, you only find individual bullets dotted around. And it's like this revolver that you got to keep reloading.
Yeah,
And,
scarcity
like,
is also
a scarcity-
a staple.
And if you shoot the monster twice, it runs away and you can hide.
It runs away in what?
Runs away and you can hide.
Ah. Yes, because you can't kill the thing.
No.
But that's a specific problem with the gamers. Give it a health bar, we'll kill it.
We'll kill it.
We'll find a way
We'll
to kill
100% murder it. That thing is dead.
it. Yeah. We'll find a way to do it. Which is part of Subnautica's thing, right? they didn't have any guns or any weapons because they were like, we don't want the player to think they can kill the things. It's about avoiding them and staying away from them and hiding.
Yeah, cause you did have a gun at one point, and then they're like, "You're right. That
They're just trying to kill him.
Yeah,
they're spending all their time trying to break the game.
But you can technically kill most of the monsters with a dagger.
Yeah, eventually, just like turn over and die. But you know, the big fucking things you're actually scared of are the things you can't kill, because you have scarcity and
like that big Leviathan at the end is just like
it's fucking terrible. The first time that grabbed my
it's the good
truck.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the good one that's talking to you.
Oh fucking hell! That scared the absolute shit out of me when I first, because you
land on the box thing and
you had to jump in the water or something like that, and then you jump in and I was like, oh my fucking god,
this place is huge. Yeah, because it's like that's a tank.
And then it was, I can't remember. Oh, I remember not wanting to swim up to it. It freaked me the fuck out when I first saw it. And I couldn't. I jumped in the water because it's in like a big swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah! And then I swam out and jumped out the water and was like, I didn't know you were supposed to talk to it and go in. And I didn't know. So like, dude, I completely forgot about
scary.
That. Yeah, that shit was really scary.
And that's the good one.
Yeah, that's the nice one. It's fucking shit. Another game that is not a horror game but scared me, Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable? Ooh.
There's a bit where you're walking around in circles and you can't get out, and he's just like, you think you're so smart. Stanley thought he was so smart. Now he's stuck walking in circles. Look, now you want to do what I say next time. You know what I mean? And he starts to ramp up in his anger, and you're just stuck walking in these circles. And it's fucking quite terrifying. The way it's overseer. There's horror in it. There's the overseer kind of controlling your everyday life, like capitalism. You know,
the horrors of existential living.
Yeah. So no, it's. I think horror games don't even necessarily need to be horror to invoke the feeling of horror.
Or fear, yeah.
Simply because you're
any game can get you a bit of fear. Any game,
just get you the fear. It's because you're playing the game.
Yeah. Because you're there, like it's the verisimilitude aspect of it. Like when you're watching like Star Wars, you feel for all the characters, and you are sucked in, so you can feel the fear. That's how like the horror movies work themselves. But it's so much easier to latch onto that. Not so much in games. Like I am this character.
I don't want to die.
I have control over movement and everything.
And then if they do it right with the atmosphere and the setting and the sound design,
they can make it even worse.
You're just like shit. Dude, I'm fucking scared.
I don't want to play this anymore.
I'm so scared.
Look at Slender. Like Slender, the 8 pages.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot of simple indie games that come out, and
that was when
Slender was one of them.
That was like early
Freddy's
stages. That was
sort of similar.
Five Nights at Freddy's is interesting in and of itself. We'll come back to that.
Built on fucking jump scares. Yeah,
it's built on jump scares, but it's way of making you dread it. Yeah, Slenderman first. Like so that was like the introduction of like indie horror games. Like, okay, let's see what we can do, and then that blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's simple. Just go find the pages. Music starts playing as soon as you find the first one. You hear the thump, thump, thump. If you look at the Slender Man for too long, he kills you. That's it. But he's always behind you. After a while, he's chasing you. After like 3 pages, you are constantly running away from him. Yeah. So as long as he doesn't touch you and you don't turn around, you're fine.
There's that good, because co-op was an option. I know we're just veering off.
No, I'm here.
I just thought something. Co-op can make horror shit, but it can also make it a lot worse.
Yeah.
Do you know that game? I can't remember what it's called, where this fucking mannequin or something's following you, and it's like the fucking ghost from Mario. Like if you don't look at it, it moves towards you. But it's first person.
What is that one again?
I can't remember. But obviously there's 2 of you, so you're like, I need to look at it. Do not look at it. And then they go here, and then he turns around and moves, and he's like, Did you stop looking? Did you stop looking at it?
Was that the SCP Containment Breach?
I can't remember. I can't remember for the life of me.
So SCP Containment Breach is one that I really want to play at some point. Now that I've got a PC, we should definitely do it because there's a multiplayer mode to it and it's fucking harrowing. But it's got one of the creatures. It's got this big vagina for a face.
Of course.
But it's one of those creatures.
Scarier than
if you don't look at it, it moves and it gets really fast and it breaks your neck if it gets close to you. But you have a blink meter.
Right. Yeah.
You have to manually blink every now and then. You have a full-on blink meter. So
I have heard of this game.
Oh, it's fucking harrowing.
No,
but then there's other monsters. There's other creatures. There's like this like inky guy that just like goes through walls and goes through the floor and just starts walking towards you directly. There's one creature that if you look at it even through a camera, it's like, oh, you looking at me. Taste the glue. SCP. That the whole story behind the SCP stuff is fucking harrowing. They've done really good with it. That's like the best creepypasta of all time.
Yeah, the creepypasta shit. It was the kind of I feel like creepypasta for video games is that indie, like Slenderman we were just talking about, like a creepypasta.
100%. Like, that's the thing. No, they took this creepypasta and went, okay, let's turn that into a game.
Yeah. Also, yeah, they literally took it and made it a game. But because I think co-op makes games scarier. No, sorry, the opposite. Less scary.
Yeah.
Less scary if you add.
It depends
co-op.
on the type of game.
But yeah, as
like,
I
I'm
say,
dying to play GTFO.
Was about that's the next point I was going to bring up. GTFO, I think, does the opposite.
Yeah.
Because it makes there's a certain level of difficulty that I think is helping that game because the game's so hard. Yeah. And it's like, die together, work together, or die together. Is that tagline, or is it work together or die? One of those. Yeah. Makes the whole thing terrifying because there's a monster that it's like a fungus. It's like a lady standing like doing the fucking horror thing, but her head's almost like a mushroom, and then these like tentacles like come out of her head, like they're like like I say this thin, it was like a couple of inches thick, and they come out of her head and start scouring the room, feeling. If one of them touches you, die instantly.
Oh Jesus!
But there's hundreds of them. Like so, you just have to back away like,
slowly.
really slowly as these things are just like, do you know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, I can't, like they get, it's like almost like you said in Resident Evil 7, but maybe this does it a different way. You can kill things, you do have guns and you have explosives, but this is not by any stretch of the imagination easy. Yeah, but you can win, which kind of like enhances it.
The thing is, when people try to make co-op horror games, they're following along single-player horror game rules, which is what fucks it.
Yeah, don't do that.
GTFO, like as we've been pointing out, like it sounds harrowing, and it's not a single-player game. It's not a story. It's a multiplayer survival shooter
to solve something. Yeah.
That's just going to work perfectly well. Zomboid has its harrowing moments, even in multiplayer.
Yeah, because that's not the thing is scary. GTFO and Zomboid and some other they all do. The thing itself is scary.
It's scary. So
regardless of how you see it or how you interact with it, it's scary.
If you try and force that into a story, force it down a linear route, if you try and force it, that's not going to work. Unless you make maybe something like It Takes Two and do it that way. Yeah,
but it's the replayability, as we're saying. Yeah. It's the replayability that video games get to have, because they tried to do it with Bunker, and I heard that didn't go as well. But it's not necessarily
they shouldn't. They tried to randomize the loot system in Bunker, which was just silly.
Yeah, but it's also not necessarily their fault for it not being replayable. Yeah, it's like
no, that's 100%, the way. But no, a game doesn't need to be replayable.
Well, yeah, but that's a different topic. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like this, it's a single player. Go from here to here. They're just going to do it again.
They'll do it again. They'll do it again fast. They'll do it again with glitches. They'll do it again with
leave it
weird challenges. They'll do it.
Yeah, if you want want a replayable horror game, the thing just needs to be scary, regardless of the way it works.
And if it loses the scare factor and people still want to play it, well done. You made a good game.
You made a good game. Yeah, because that's what. Again, we are so used to zombies being not scary.
Yeah, like they have to make them crazier.
Or running and jumping shit. Yeah. This game does a great job of they're always there. It's the unrelenting horde, Zomboid. Yep. They're always kind of there. You can kill one easy, you can kill 5 easy, but then if you get tired and then you get a little depressed, you can't kill them that well. So now there's 8 of them. And what was I gonna say? Can't remember. Oh, it doesn't matter that I know how they work and I know how they migrate. Like, it doesn't matter. If you catch me on a bad day while I'm looking at my bag, I'll go, and it also does go, it's a stupid fucking violent shit all the time. But GTFO is the same. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game. That's William, I can call him back. Okay. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game. Yeah. It's a hard game. Yeah. Like, probably Zomboid. I'm good at the game, but it's hard. Sometimes I'll get scratched. Yep. Also, I'm not smart in the game. I still want to fight everything, even though the game's like, you see a horde, you run away.
Run away.
And I'm like, I
take that as a personal challenge.
I'd take that as an insult that you think I should run. And then I die. Yeah. Because my character gets sad, depressed, and slow. So, doesn't work. GTFO is the same. It's just hard because of the fucking shit is difficult. Not a lot of resources, not a lot of stuff. I know. It's like so expensive. And it's not really. It's like 20 quid. 25? Good price. Good price.
Check it out.
But I want to play. Was Phasmophobia? Is another one?
That looks harrowing. I think I will struggle with that. That
one looks really spooky. Yeah. But same thing. It's 4-player kick about with fucking flashlights and shit.
Yeah. That's the thing. We can take Alana into that, and she can just stay in the van, and she can just look at the cameras.
Yeah. So you can do the good.
Because I'm assuming she'll be like, I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Trauma.
die. And then she'll have to go out and go finish the job. And it'll be about half an hour of her sitting in the van. You can do this. You can do this. Nope, back.
It reminds me of Barrow Trauma. Also reminds me of that.
Oh, so that's 30 quid now.
What?
Yeah.
Has it gone up?
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah.
Great game. Probably find it.
Wait for a deal.
Wait for a sale. Yeah. But yeah, that game scary too. But I think that game looks like it's designed to be scary.
Yeah.
Like it's very dark.
Yep.
It's very. But it's
Grim.
also, it does a good job of not being. It's not horror.
No.
It's a kind of it's a bad topic. But it's a bit of horror. The difference between horror and fear.
Yeah, because fear is what is being activated. Like we say horror moments in other games. It's not necessarily a horror moment if it's just a scary
I'm scared.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because the bar child.
Like a horror moment in a game would be like in Half-Life 2 when they do Ravenholm, which is just like this full like zombie area that is like dark, fire everywhere. It's clearly designed to be a horrific experience. And then in other games, it's like the Harry Potter stuff. That's just a scary bit. That's a big scary dude that I don't want to go and deal with.
Well, that's what I mean with Subnautica, where the whole game happens to be
It's
scary.
not horror, it's scary. Yeah,
It's just
I
happens
know,
to be
I
really
know.
scary.
But I will say
No,
it's
I think so, because it leaves you with a sense of dread. Subnautica.
Yeah,
like
but
I get back in my ship and I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like it leaves me with the sense that horror movies leave me with when the end and it's like, oh, all dark and gloom and everyone died, you know? And I'm just like, oh, that was sucked. Shit, and I feel bad. That game does that to me when I get back home.
Yeah,
and I'm spooked because Zomboid doesn't necessarily give me that feeling. Kind of like terror. It's just like I'm like it's a deep-seated fear.
But that's a horror setting still, technically in Zomboid.
Like, yeah, so I mean,
it's
like
a horror
a horror setting, whereas something like isn't technically a horror setting, but it scary. Fucking feels like it. And Baratram is somewhere in the middle where
it is horrific.
Yeah, well,
it's
I think I have terror when I'm playing something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's because obviously you can't fight it,
and
you're underwater, you're out of your element completely. You only have a fucking scanner and a repair tool to your name, and that's you. And then you can't fight these things, so you're not scared. You're like it's terror. You're like fuck. You know. Whereas
this world
is, scary zombies. Oh no, lots of them. Shit. Run. It's kind of you're spooked. You're panicked, but it's not quite the same thing. Same with Resident Evil and things like that. You're kind of spooked the whole way through, and then you get some jump scares. Although I will say the really scary thing in Resident Evil 2, where you get the safe room, because there's a safe room. Safety is an interesting tool used in games, where you get your little
the remake. Yeah,
you get your little reprieve in the safe room. There's nice music playing. There's a typewriter to save, which was always a weird mechanic. And then because no one can get you. But then they pull the fucking rug from under you. I think it was 2.
I think it was the remake of 2. Yeah, they
fucking
just
bastards, man. And the thing busts in. Oh my god.
Terrifying.
Because they did it in a really cute game. No, it's not. Really bad game, but a great soundtrack called Below. It's also got one of the best graphic designs I've ever seen in a video game. Good covers is probably a good topic. Nah, we need visual aid for that. But anyway, Below. It plays a really nice guitar tune. There's no music in the game at all, I don't think. Except for when you sit at a campfire. Oh. And it plays this really nice guitar like dum 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 dum. And but it's super fucking effective because you don't want to leave. Because it's the only place with music. The song's nice enough that you want to listen to it. And you just went through you're below, right? It's dungeon crawler, you're making your way down. Sorry, a little dude, sword and shield, 3 hits and you die, you're making your way down. And you're doing resources like you got eat, you got the fire to see and shit like that.
I need to check out.
So it's not great.
Oh, okay.
This is why it's a shame. It's a great idea, but it's not a great game. Roguelikes, you die, a new little man comes, so you got like a red cloak or a white cloak or a
I like my roguelikes.
It was cool, but it's not great.
Oh, okay.
But because they released an update called
Above?
no, it's like Below something. And then it added a new mode in. Because everyone had a problem with you died and you went back to the very beginning, so you have to watch the little fucking guy arrive on his boat, which is really slow, and then get off. It's like too slow. Yeah. So they were like, the new update tried to speed up the game. I don't think it was great, which is a shame because it was a really cool game in its design philosophy, but it just wasn't executed perfectly. And it wasn't scary. It was unnerving, I think would be a better word. It's a bit of an unnerving game. Like it's open. You don't really know why you're there. You're making your way down this dungeon for some reason, and everything's quiet and spooky. And then you get to sit at the campfire, and then it goes dum dum dum. And you cook your food, and you fucking wrap the bandages up, and clean your wounds, and you're like, I don't want to leave. It's really quite effective. Like the safety of
the juxtaposition from the safety to the.
Subnautica is the same. When I climbed into my submarine, like,
everything was fine. Look,
I'm so safe. I have food in here. I have light, and I have all this stuff that I can leave if I want. I can press this button and go and make all the fish fucking leave me alone. But then you have to leave, and you're like,
after going on,
swim around and you get back. Okay, I'm back. Safety, and then you get attacked by a leviathan. So I don't know. The safety tool of a video game is really interesting.
It's very important.
Yeah, like give someone somewhere safe, and then potentially fucking rip it from them.
Yeah, it's
like an evil overlord.
They did that in Dark Souls 2. So obviously the bonfires are your safety. Like you can level up, you can do all your shit there, blah blah blah. And there's just this bonfire going around, and you go sit and it just explodes, and it's like, what the fuck? It was a false bonfire, and it's like a boss comes up or something like that.
That's cool. I like games that do that.
Yeah,
they fuck with the status quo.
Yeah,
when you really don't think they're gonna fuck with the status quo. I can't think of any examples. Last of Us did it pretty well. So did God of War. They're not quite the same thing, but they did fuck with the status quo, where you're pressing square with the boy attack.
Yeah,
and then he's in a mood, so he doesn't do it.
And
you're like, boy, square,
shoot.
You fuck.
I don't make me come over.
Yeah, don't make me smack you. And then Ellie did the thing where she's in a mood after the full after she almost she kills the boss guy. She almost get eaten, and she's all scared, and she's a little bit in her own head thinking about what just happened and what could have happened. And then you're like, okay, time to do the boost up to the and then you do the boost. And then she doesn't come over, and you're like, "Hey, what the fuck?" That kind of thing. Like it just fucks with you've been boosting this whole game. And then obviously when you do the boost, she teleports ish to where you are and comes in off the screen. So you're expecting the timing, and then she breaks the timing. Right? There's some clever. They do music a lot. Like if you just randomly stop the music or end a song on an off note. Yeah. Like instead of dum 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 dish or dum dum dum. Like, you know what I mean? It's more effective.
Where's the dish?
What happened?
What do you do?
It's like, games do that as well. It's just a longer kind of format of it, which I'm a big fan of. How long we got left?
I forgot to set the timer.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at that.
I think we started at 10:02 or is it 22?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Who knows what?
I think it'll be like 5-10 minutes left. Let's just go.
We'll go with 5-10 minutes.
So what? Now that we can actually look at the notes, what does it say?
Spooky co-op.
Spooky co-op.
No, I think we covered it.
We covered it. Oh, okay. We just naturally flowed through a conversation.
The question is, do video games make? Is it the best medium to do horror in?
100%. Like, yeah.
I think so. I don't know if I don't know if I've ever read a horror book.
Horror books can be quite good. The Shining and stuff like that. But really,
I'm talking about. Have you read a horror book?
I think so. I think I read The Shining at one point. I think
I read a horror book.
I swear I must have it at some point.
I can't imagine not wanting to turn a page though. You know what I mean? So
I can.
It's fucking being,
It's like the bit in Friends where he's reading the book and it's really scary, so he puts it in the freezer and he's like, "What? Joey, why is The Shining in the freezer?" He's like, "Got a scary part in the book."
I don't remember that. What we haven't talked about would be VR, which I think
harrowing.
It wins. I think it wins.
It's the next step. 100%. It's 100% the next step for horror.
100% scarier than anything.
I remember playing one of my biggest jump scares it wasn't even a jump scare. It was we were playing a zombie shooter up at Andy's house, and
the one where they're in a forest and they all walk around.
I think there was a couple of different stages. Okay. There's here, there, and everywhere, but obviously the visuals for the people in the game is so much better than the visual of the people watching on the TV. Oh, yeah. I just saw this big massive thing move behind a couple of buildings, and I was like, "Did anyone fucking see that?" No one see that. No, okay, cool, that's just me. And then you're backing up, and you actually start backing up, and you go to the wall, and you're like, "Fucking, there's a wall behind it." No, there's not. Oh, there's a zombie. Ah!
Everything starts scaring you.
Everything starts scaring.
I was playing Boneworks. There's a sewer level in that. There's lots of in-game jokes in the game. Obviously, that's what in-game jokes mean. It's, being like not another sewer level and shit like that. Yeah, the kind of classic. But it's really scary because there's zombies that attack you, or these mannequin things that are alive that come and swipe at you. For all intents and purposes, they're zombies. So you're in a sewer level. It's cramped and dark, and it's quiet. and then you're walking. But it's the difference with VR is you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
As much as we say we are the person playing the game.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to actually feeling like you're like walking
yourself in
around.
it, yeah.
And then you hear and shit like that. And you can turn, and then there's one behind, so you turn actually around. And it's in your face.
Yeah.
Your actual face, not the screen. Your real face. God damn it. And then you're fumbling for your fucking gun, and you're like, oh, I see how people like. 2 things have happened to me. 3 things have given me revelations in my life. Yeah. There's that video of that Russian guy driving a car off of a roof. Slamming into the other half of the roof and falling like fucking 4 flights in a car and then just walking out of it completely fine.
Yeah.
So I forgive all of the movies that have ever had a car crash in it, and I say that person's dead.
That person's dead. Yeah.
Lie. Day of the Dead and things like that, where you watch zombie movies and then they die, and you're like, what a fucking idiot. I would never do that.
Yeah.
I played Project Zomboid. They make you play as a normal person. You do that.
You do the thing.
You make a mistake. Like you walk into a room and you go, there's no window. And then they all come through. Or you are so silly and greedy with all of your stuff that you weigh yourself down and then you get tired.
Yeah.
Or you're just fat and unfit and you can't run away anymore. Or you try and walk the next block, I guess in America, the next block, and there is 10 zombies. So you go to the next block and there's 10 zombies. You climb that fence and there's 10 zombies. So you have to keep walking away from them.
Yeah.
You get tired. You're fat and lazy. You got done.
You got done.
Yeah. I think I had 3 points.
You had 3 points.
That was 2.
Revelations in your life.
Fumbling shit when you're in VR.
Yeah.
And then you get spooked in your face. And you go, oh, God, I need my gun. And you pick up the gun, you drop the gun, you pick up the gun, and you're like,
it's upside down.
Yeah, upside down. You get it, and you go, oh, I need to load it. And you shit. And it's like, it really captures the actual clumsiness you have.
Yeah. Why you
Obviously,
need to be trained on these things to join the military. Like.
Yeah, I'm not trained. I'm trained to panic and go, no, and shoot. Or just start, like, smacking it.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I know the game... It doesn't accurately represent real life. Like I can think I'd grab the gun better in real life.
Yeah,
but I'd be more panicked in real life.
Yeah,
so I think it's perfectly accurate. Yep. It's a happy medium where
I get in between.
Yeah, where I think it gets you. So yeah, video games have taught me a few things. In real life, I think I would die in the zombie apocalypse. That's the whole video. That's the whole intro to the video. It's just like I think I'd die in the zombie apocalypse.
Spoilers.
Teenage me. Spoilers for my new video. But yeah, I think teenage me thought he would do great in the zombie apocalypse.
Teenage me was a fucking joke.
He had good knees though.
He had good knees. So, imagine that.
Possibly he would have been pretty good.
There's the good happy medium.
Now I feel because now I feel sick after 3 exercises in the gym. So I'm like, I don't know if I could jump over fences. Carrying stuff, not sure. But anyway, that's our take on horror games. I think. Wait, we didn't answer the question. I do think it's the best. I think VR is the best.
Yeah, VR is 100% the best.
I just don't think you can beat it. And then I think...
But we need to find a really good horror game for that to happen. I don't think there's any really good horror games on VR yet.
But that speaks to the strength of VR.
Yeah.
There's not even a fucking horror game yet. I'm like, it's scary.
Yeah.
I
think I'd struggle playing an actual horror game on VR.
Yeah, I think I would. Like Subnautica VR, I don't know if I could do that.
I couldn't.
Yeah, no, I know you actually couldn't.
I'd love to try, but I know I'm failing me.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do either. Yeah, and the game I've played that wasn't even a horror game, I was still spooked and didn't really know if I wanted to walk forward. Like I've been scared in real life.
Yeah.
Like in real life, I've been scared before.
Yeah.
Like I've walked up.
I'm not infallible. I can be scared.
Yeah, I've walked in the forest in pitch black before.
Yep.
And there is an urge to run home.
Yep.
Or there's an urge to run the main one. Just run because you think something's
there.
there. Or you think someone's following you. You don't know. And VR is the only one that's captured it. Like you're fighting yourself to walk forward.
Yep.
And I'm like, I could just not play the game. Like PT did it, but it didn't do it with the. PT did a lot of work to make me feel like that.
Yeah.
VR did fuck all except turn the music off. They turned the music off, and I was in a sewer, and that's all they did. Like they didn't need to do all the magic tricks where I look around and
just put me in a scary place.
just put me somewhere vaguely spooky, and I'll shit myself because it's me. Like real life, sometimes put me in a forest, completely normal until you turn the lights off. But God, turn the fucking lights off, you know? Oh my goodness. Anyway, yes, thank you for listening. Let us know if you think you agree with us.
Yeah, if you agree
Hopefully
with us.
you agree with us.
Come join us at our own channels. We've got We Meathead over here and Camzek over here.
Oh yeah, two of us.
Yeah,
We've been Cameron and Cameron.
Cameron and Cameron. Cameron squared, if you will.
Yes, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Goodbye.